Guys, I think we're being watched. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Poppy Playtime. Chapter 4 has just freshly released, and I'll be honest, I didn't really want to do this one. I don't know, it came around at kind of an inconvenient time. I've got a lot of other things going on. But then you guys told me that it's really buggy, that it's kind of a botched release, and then I thought, okay, this I gotta see. Now, it's hard to believe, but it's been, actually tomorrow, it will have been a year since I uploaded this, at the time of recording that is, and it's weird to think that the generation of kids that made this popular is actually kind of growing up while it's being released. I don't know, this kind of model for release just didn't really exist when I was a kid. Further into a hell of Playtime's making, you enact Poppy's plan for revenge against the prototype. Now, I do remember a good bit of what we went through last time, and I remember that even though I didn't at first, I was starting to trust Poppy a bit more. So if this is the part where we start turning things around, well, I'm all for it.
On screen and order your Doughy today. Order now while supplies last. Shipping and handling costs may vary. Do not ingest or deliver any products in the Doughy box.
What's the time? This one! I don't open this one! I knew it! This is the one I wanted!
There's a card too, dear. Open the card.
We're going to the Playtime factory?
That's right, honey.
Yes!
Jack, don't wander off. Stay right here with them. He's not listening to a thing I say, is he?
Not even a little bit.
No! Hold on, Kissy. I'm coming! Listen, go on ahead. Don't wait for me. I won't leave Kissy behind, and I won't sacrifice our plan. Not because of me. Just be careful. Down here, it's not like anything you've seen above. It's not trying to hide what it is. It's hell. And Playtime wanted it to be.
What do you mean?
But we have allies down here. Get to them.
I suppose if Kissy Missy was willing to do this for us, then it makes sense that there would be others, but I'm sorry, I have to talk about that intro at first. That was genuinely unnerving. I think that was actually capturing part of the appeal of analog horror, which is there's something actually creepy about showing you a horror story that happened in the past, something about being so removed from it, of being exposed to it through this imperfect medium. And we don't see much there. Are we to understand that he fell in, or that something brought him in? I think we didn't see much on purpose.
There's still time to save the orphans. Follow the red smoke, and look out for...
I still could have heard you. It's times like this that it's helpful to remember that even though this game found its popularity with kids, it is not really a child-oriented game, not at all. And it does not hold back on its scares. Investigate the control room. Now, I am going to have to reacclimate to the gameplay here. I'm glad that they're not taking away our abilities so that they can tutorialize us on them with every new part, because that would actually be really annoying when taking this as a whole. The only issue is... This is actually an issue that I have with episodic horror releases in general. When I come back, I hardly remember over a year later what I did last time. I mean, I remember the story basics, I remember Poppy helping us and Kissy Missy being left behind, but, I mean, other than dealing with Catnap, it's all a blur. We can grab onto objects in the environment. Didn't we have a green one? I remember this was like a flare gun that we could use against smaller enemies. Some of you guys complained last time. No, you didn't see the intro! Guys, I clicked continue and the game started playing. And I only just the other day went back to be like, okay, what was that about? And apparently in part 3, which they have not done here, you could, if you clicked continue, it would just start from like the very first moment of gameplay rather than showing the cutscene, which makes no sense because it's like this game can't pick a lane. Does it want each of these to be a new game in a series, or is it just periodically releasing the next chapter of one game? And it seems like, at least from this, they've heard the criticism. All right, so we can now, we can George of the Jungle over a gap. There we are. Oh, hey, is that a button? Am I?
Now that's much better.
Okay, and that's around. I think we might have already heard that stuff last time. But I imagine this doughy... Well, the intro's always set up whoever the new villain is. Okay, I don't need to get over there. I just need to grab that, I think. There we are. And also, don't blame me for whatever the subtitles are doing, because at first I thought I was just advancing too quickly, but no, some of them seem to cut out regardless. There you go. So tell me, how is that a useful form of biometric scanning? The foreman's office. I know, I just saw something move back there. Their cruel kingdom. These things are, like, actually just full of blood. Caution, red smoke. A word of warning for the unwary. Red smoke, Warrenbach employees, March 18th, 1994. Caution. For those involved with our construction processes, we caution your use of combustion or heat-based elements within environments containing red smoke. Due to the nature of its composition, when exposed to the right pressure conditions, the gas has been tested to react to high temperatures. While its use above can be regulated by environmental sensors and the correct filter equipment, the environments below are not yet afforded such luxuries, which is why the advanced piping leading from our production center above is first on your docket. With higher natural pressure below, the matter is all the more urgent. We caution against the use of lighters, lanterns, and other smaller objects that produce heat. For necessary machinery, we require the use of nitrous cooling equipment to stabilize vehicle temperatures. As always, we wish for quick and efficient work. However we might help in this matter, simply let us know. Our thanks, the science staff. So down here, we need to be careful of heat. Things that produce heat like this, we need to be careful. We need to make sure that no heat gets just tossed about willy-nilly. Okay, I've got it. Now over here... we can enter the caves. And now you're telling me to sprint. And wait, should I check the wall hole first? Maybe there's something I can grab. Doesn't seem like I can climb through there, so these must be the pipes. Okay, I'm just testing. I'm like a little baby exploring their environment. I'm experimenting. Everything I do is learning how the world works. It's beautiful to watch, really. That's why I have so many subscribers. Through here. Grab the crate and hold left click or right click to move the object. Okay, right here. And we gotta reel you in like a winch. Unless, of course, you just get stuck on the railing's hitbox. It is very, very dark. And our jump is not very great. Look at this. I mean, we saw either in the last part or the part before that, yes, we are built into caves in this huge facility, but it never doesn't catch me off guard. Even that small gap I can just barely make. They are going to be making the most of red lighting in this area, aren't they? Alright. Raiders of the Lost Ark. So what's that sound about? For a second I was hopeful I could maybe carry that light with me. But there is no light down here, is there? It's also not very seismically stable. To prison. You know, the Toy Factory's prison. What does that say? Where the devil never sleeps. Approach the gap to squeeze through. Approach the gap to squeeze through, huh? Well, that sounds like a scripted scare. I guess we don't have a choice, though. No, you're just introducing the fact that we can do it. Which is just a good way to catch us off guard when it happens later. Okay, we can... Oh, there's a hand wheel. Okay. I mean, it's not tutorializing us through gameplay, but I'm glad it's giving us these tips. Can't pull the posters off the wall. Maybe I'm thinking of Luigi's Mansion. And there's a tape. Right, we've got to be on the lookout for these. The hand trigger to launch built-in flares. In dark areas, use flares to light your path forward. Do they really last long enough to be of use for that? I thought they just fizzled out after a second. Ooh, rope, oil, and other resources can be burnt on contact. Shoot at the wrong thing. And the results can be deadly. Okay, but is it auto-death, or, like, if we're far enough away, will it still be fine? Don't harm yourself or other employees. At this point, I feel like I'm here to cause as much harm as possible. But she says we do have allies down here. God, a toy massacre. You know, the nature of their AI is still in question. I mean, they've all but told us that these are basically real kids, but, Well, at least the moth population is thriving down here. Alright, so we can burn the rope and save us all. Oh my... Find the entrance to the prison. I remember feeling really bad for Catnap by the end of the last part. Multiply that by about 1 billion. You know, they do actually just fizzle out after a second. Thankfully, these things actually replenish fairly quickly. Oh, come on. You literally put this note in a spotlight and I can't read it? I can't climb up there. That's a larger one, though. And this fog, or even gas, is getting really, really dense. Riley, Journal Entry 2, January 14th, 1995, being chosen. The other kids talk about it a lot. I still don't know what that's about exactly. If it means being adopted, I'm not sure I even want that. What's important to me, figuring out if I even want to be adopted, and trying to feel what the other kids seem to feel day in and day out. Why? If I was happy like them, and could feel it like that, maybe I'd appreciate everything more. Maybe I'd want to be chosen too. February 10th, 1995. I've been chosen. Dr. White chose me. For a while, I didn't know I wanted to be, or how I'd feel if I was. But really, I think I'm happy. There were interviews, of course, but I didn't think any of those couples actually liked me. Too anxious, too quiet, doesn't get along well with the other kids. And good test scores don't always make a good kid, they'd often say. But I guess somebody liked me. I asked if I could take my journal. They said yes, but I wanted to write this out before I leave. I haven't felt like this since before the accident, since my parents. The lists Miss Harper told me about have helped me a lot in recent months, and now I think I have more for the first list than ever. What's important to me? That I still try to be the girl my parents raised, live by their values so that a part of them is still there, so that their lives mattered, being good to myself and to whoever takes me in, staying happy, finding more friends, getting used to a new home, growing up to help kids that were like me, start an orphanage like Elliot Ludwig, and fill it with toys and good people. So it sounds like you have some emotional problems, but you're a really good kid and introspective too. Am I supposed to be able to have picked this up? Because it's not letting me. Was the other one somewhere else? Well, either way, I think we've got the gist. Nope. Hey, you actually reacted to that. Oh, look at that giant toy truck. It almost sounds like that big blast door is still trying to open. Hang on, if I were to pop like a few of these on the ground... Yeah, that doesn't really do that much. Barred from Paradise. Okay, here they come. Oh, that did nothing. I distinctly saw a thing back there. Small toys can be scared away using flare hand charges. Well, they didn't seem to respond too much to a direct hit to the face. Well, I guess they've given up. Find another way into the prison. I'm never gonna know how this is supposed to work. People are saying that this version is extremely glitchy, but I think there's already been one patch, so I don't know how much it's changed. can see another entry right here. By the back of this truck, maybe left by that toy we saw. Journal entry 3. So, wait, journal entry 3 is past 4. Okay. Journal entry 3. This wasn't what I thought. What anyone thought. They took me somewhere. Not out, but under. Deep beneath everything. They gave me a shot and I went to sleep. Maybe that was days ago. Maybe it was weeks. I remember images. My skin opened up like flower petals. A man who looked like a doctor digging around inside me, taking things out. I remember feeling his touch through my ribs and into the back of my spine. I remember hearing a snap. Everywhere was red. When I woke up, everything hurt, so I screamed. Hours and hours of screaming. I stopped once I knew no one was listening. I'm not me anymore. My body is not my body. My hands are not my hands. I try to brush the hair I still feel at my shoulders, and touch nothing. I can't separate my fingers, even though I can almost feel them move. It's like nothing of what I feel actually is. Maybe that's been true for a while now. I'm in a room that isn't so different from the one I had in the orphanage. Everything's nailed down. I've been here a long time. I'm trying to write the lists that helped me before, but I've dropped the pen 3 times. I don't know what else to do. Why did I survive if this was all I'd get? What did it all mean if this is where it put me? This can't be all there is. What's important to me? Waking up from this nightmare? Getting out? Getting back to being me? Why? Because I'd started to like life again before, and none of this should be real. That is awful. And it pretty much confirms. I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure they basically confirmed it in the last part, but yeah, this is what they were doing. This is their AI. The room started moving. I'm not sure what that means or where I might be going. I'm scared, but I'm trying to... Something happened. Everything is upside down. There's a hole in the room, but everything outside is so loud. They're screaming everywhere. I'm better off in here for now. I'll cover the hole with something. It sounds like everything is quiet now. Don't think it's even been an hour since it all started. No one's tried to get in here. I think I'm gonna head outside. There are bodies everywhere, and piles. They look like me. Oh God, what's happening? You came through that door that just closed on us. Finally calm down. Have to be calm. Have to think clearly. Have to get out. I'm going to see if anyone is around. There's a man inside the construction vehicle. I tried banging on the glass. I don't think he can hear me. And he isn't moving. Have to get back to my room where it's safe. Figure out what happens now. So not only were they doing these horrible things to the kids in their care, but now that it's all abandoned, now that it's all been left, they're just trapped down here. They've been in purgatory all this time. Climb up here. I can't see, though, what's inside the vehicle. This place is literally a mass grave. Yeah, we're not getting through there. Maybe through here? Since this is where everybody came from. Yes. I can literally hear, like, squeaky toys crunching underfoot. That's actually a pretty nice touch. Okay. Does look like we can walk down there. Even if green from below is the universal sign for toxic waste in games. Ah, the purple hand, right. This launches us up, I remember. There we are. Yep. Now, what I don't remember is, do we gain momentum with each time? Yep. But if we take a running jump, yeah, there we go, then our momentum is preserved. Yep. And we don't even need that much of a start. Now, I believe this part is probably going to be longer. It was pricier, too. So I'm probably not going to get all this done in one video, but that is alright. Yep.
Hey, it's me again, Ollie. I wanted to talk to you. Before you go inside, I mean. Everything you've seen out here, the piles, the dead, they all came from inside. Believe me, everything Poppy said about this place is true. It's hell. But she also hasn't seen it like I have. It's worse now. Worse than ever. Just try to stay safe. Please. Don't let your guard down for even a second. I'll try to help you when I can.
So I don't know if the voice actor has just improved their game or what. I always used to think that some of their dialogue and intonation was a little inappropriate given the gravity of what was supposed to be happening. This one did not feel like that at all, and it works. Like, that change in character really marks that we are entering something completely different. Have we actually seen a full, like, decomposed corpse before? A train operator from the look of it. See, this is doing something that mascot horror so rarely touches on. Like, a lot of them have, like, dark backstories, almost ridiculously so. And this one is certainly not grounded, but when you clash, like, visuals like these toys and such with this reality, it works. Entry 5. Hey, look, a consecutive entry. Hang on. This place is a prison. I don't know what I thought it'd be, but it wasn't this. I mean, what did I do wrong? They made me into this and put me in a cell. There must be hundreds, maybe even thousands of others here. How could this happen? There's no food here, only the bodies, and I refuse to eat them. The train, that's what takes everyone here. The conductor's dead, but he has a key that makes the train move. I don't know if there are people elsewhere or if they intend to come back here with more like me. I'll take the key, make sure no one else can come here. I'll put it where no one can find it. I don't know how little or how much my life mattered, but I can do this one thing. Maybe it'll save someone, anyone, even just one person. That would be enough. Nobody else should hear what I've had to hear inside this place. Nobody else should know hell like this, or the demons that live there. What's important, that I helped someone the way I wanted to someday when I thought I was adopted, that my life mattered to someone. Why? So that I'll know, wherever I go, hopefully to my parents, that I fulfilled a little of what I said I would, and made life just a little better for someone else, even if this place took everything else. We'll try and make it count for you. Unfortunately, if you had left it here, you probably would be a little better off right now. Now, I remember you guys, and it doesn't seem like we can pull these large containers open. We've got this, and I believe what we have to do is connect a power source to you. So now it's a question of just figuring out how that happens. Oh, we can see inside. They're like playpen cells. Each of them its own containment unit. Can we maybe rip that board up? No, but you know what? I bet we can burn it. We can't. Oh, we can drag the big ones. Hang on, wait. Hatching ideas. Well, if it'll actually work. Pull from the top for some leverage. There we go, yeah. Right over here, buddy. And this way. Yep. We still can't get up. We need something else. Maybe this thing? Hang on. I hadn't been back here. You come this way. There we are. And then we can use you onto you. Onto you and onto you. Okay. Hit. And hit. Key. My God. That froze me solid for a second. What the heck? It's like too big to be a baby skull, but, well, it's also not something that belongs in a stuffed toy, is it? Oh, I should also check. Does this apply to you as well? No. A tape.
Hey, Cole.
Hey, Norm.
2 o'clock, huh? Best time of the day.
Yeah.
So, what block are you again?
North.
Can't say I hear much about that one.
You wouldn't.
High security?
Highest security.
Cushy. No, we get in the east. Toys banging on the walls, crying for their parents, their counselors, whatever. It goes all day and night, and it just wears on you, you know? I'd kill for a little security. And quiet.
Right. Right. Know what we get in the North? Things. Whatever they aren't people anymore. Their cells might as well be cages. They are animals. Sick. Twisted. Just instincts and anger. That's all that's left of them.
Sure, but at least then it's not like yelling at your own kids for them to be quiet, though, you know? I mean, if you had to listen to them... Oh, great.
So much for our 2 o'clock.
Yeah, we really do have it rough, don't we?
They're really taking this in a much darker direction in this one. Although they do pose an interesting question, does it become easier when they're so broken down that they're not kids anymore? Well, anyway, gotta relearn how to do all this. Our arm has limited length. Actually, I should really be going for this one first, I'd imagine. Unless I can just hit that from here. There we go. Am I going to be doing the right thing by letting that out? Oh god, it's open. It's slightly. It's ajar. The E prompt is coming up. Is this... The prompt shows up from a really long way away, and then I can't get close or push anything. Is this bugged? Yep. There's that. Here, opening for real this time. And in we go. I feel like we didn't need to be inside the train. Doesn't feel like we can leave of our own free will.
Now what's this? Do I feel something squirming its way beneath my skin? An invasive foreign little germ. After all this time? Ah, but I see. You. Well, little germ, let's make a game of you. You've blundered along the shadows above, and only managed to squirm all the way down here, but by the barest skin of your teeth. There are no shadows here that will be of use to you. Not even the ground beneath your feet is yours. There are no places you can hide. Not from me.
We'll see about that. New objective, escape the prison. Oh my god. We know that there was this one day where they just went on a rampage when they were able to break loose, but, well, down here, this is going to be the epicenter of all that anger. I'm hearing toy-like giggles and giant stomping, both of which have bad precedent in this world. There we go, we can open the doors from here. Oh, you'll try to push that stuff out of the way. You won't explode. Maybe that's still enough to slip through. One hopes so. I'm still hearing what distinctly sounds like footsteps. Screw you. Yep. There's plenty still crawling around down here. Look. It's a proper cell block. And long ago, there was a riot. Look, they're eating what looks to be flesh. There's bones in there. Let's keep you sealed away. There's a hole in this floor. This is reminding me of the early stages of Outlast. Fight with joy. Someone's clearly still overseeing this, but I don't know, it doesn't look like they're fully in control unless, well, the sadism is the idea. We're not getting through here either. Weekly checkup 1172. Week ending December 23rd, 1994, subject 1172. Original procedure date November 90. Reasons for observation: emotional dysregulation, overactive autonomic nervous system, acute stress response, episodes consisting of shaking, heavy breathing, and decreased concentration. In a place like this, why might these come about? Observations. When giving writing implements, 1172 is communicated, to the best of her ability, high levels of stress, feelings of impending doom, and a strong desire to return to her previous living quarters. These reported feelings, and accompanying symptoms, began following 1172's transfer to the shelf, and originally rendered her unable to complete assigned tasks. Recently, however, 1172 has shown gradual but steady improvements. Research staff have noted a drop in number of emotional episodes, as well as shortened durations when they do occur. One factor for this improvement is believed to be scheduled periods of supervised socialization with other subjects within the block. This measure was personally requested by Stella Graber, and has had a positive impact not only on 1172, but several other subjects. Subject continues to rub the fur on her arms, most likely unconsciously in response to stress. Conclusion. At this rate, it's believed 1172 will not need corrective intervention, medical or otherwise, after all. While still reporting negative feelings, subject is back to a state of functioning such as she can return to her tasks. For the time being, the research team recommends physical work in a quiet setting. Recommend transfer out, to be filled by Department Head, Transfer Destination Storage B, Department Production. Did well socializing with others. Could it be they had accidentally created some kind of leader? Okay, so we're going downstairs. We need to reach this control room. What are you? Oddly enough, that thing we saw in the intro hasn't really made an appearance yet in any form. Not as a cutout, not as a doll, not as anything. But let's be patient, there's plenty of time yet. I'm sorry, we set fire to your meal, your kill. They're cannibalizing each other. Ugh. There used to be a lot more of you. If only we had the red hand. I'm pretty sure, didn't there used to be green and red, but like red not as in the flare gun? You can enter here, but there doesn't seem to be anything. God, it is so dark, and I've even turned the brightness up a bit. Can burn that, or just pull at it. From here we can hit that. I'm so glad I spotted that because I really nearly didn't. What is all this that's falling down? Just, oh, it's just dust and debris. I thought it was like some kind of chute. Regular bunks. This must all be for the staff. There we go. Flashlight! Yes, we actually do have a real method of lighting now. I knew this episode was too dark to actually just allow this to be how it is. Rejoice in him. Has this guy that we just spoke with somehow made himself a god, a father figure to them? Oh, and even with the flashlight, we can still use you normally.
The subject scrambles for an advantage. They appear lost and disoriented. Heavy breathing is indicative of fear. And rightly so. Let's test the response to said fear when pushed into action.
Got it. Oh no. Oh no. I think it just has to be near them. Come on. Nope. Oh god, there's so many. There's so many. No, 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 no. I am getting eaten alive. Anywhere to go beyond any of these doors? No. Okay, we've had a moment to heal. God. Look for a second like it might be slowing down a bit, but now I'm not so sure. I gotta get my fire rate up. Or at least get more efficient. Oh no. This is like that friggin' trench scene in King Kong. No, no, no. I'm not sure if I really need to be hitting you directly, or if I just need enough of these things around. Oh, that was a tiny Huggy Wuggy. Yep. I think I told this story before, but I still remember my little cousin coming in when we were babysitting him, and he had a little Huggy Wuggy, and I didn't know what Poppy Playtime was, and I was like, what the heck is that thing? Die. Die. I can't last much longer. Are you not entertained? Are you not satisfied with my fear response?
I've seen enough. Thank you. You may proceed.
I had always likened this game to Portal in its mechanics. Not that the mechanics are similar, but the way the game presents itself to you and its style of game design was very similar. And now we're actually being put under the microscope. We're being tested by that voice on the intercom. And I also want to point out something that I have also pointed out in previous parts. I really like that, yes, this is a mascot horror game. However, the kitty-looking creatures and animatronics, they look like something meant to entertain kids. They don't look like they're meant to be scary. And in a way, it actually kind of sells the setting more. Scrambling for any advantage. How about the key out of here? Cell. You played Huggy Hangman for it, huh? So what's your deal?
The name's Yarnaby. Would you wanna be my friend?
Not really.
Press the button to brush my mane.
I'd just actually brush your mane. You didn't put AI in the cardboard?
Brushy, 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 brushy. Wow, aren't I glad to have a friend like you? Get it? Because I'm made of yarn? Yeah, you get it. Without someone like you to love, why, I think I'd just come apart at the seams.
Noted, you have a weakness. I always got creeped out by toys that had something like that. Like, it makes sense if it's the character's voice, but sometimes they would play like a song or a jingle that isn't even supposed to be them, heavily compressed and coming through like the crappiest speakers available.
The name's Yarnaby.
Okay, I heard you the first time.
Wanna be my friend?
Okay, cell. And that would be how we put it in. Okay, so that would be 3, 2, 5, 5. We do this with our actual hands. There we go. Now, what is that letting in? Looks like another door opened even beyond it. Come on, it's the classic gaming convention. If they make you open a door from behind glass, something is coming through that door. Actually, wait. This side opened as well. Does it lead to the same place? I mean, it must. This door remains locked. I'm just a little surprised it lets us come down here if there's no, like, collectibles or something. I really like the sprint in this, like the little bounce our hands do as we're running. It's almost like a Wallace and Gromit sense of panic, if that makes any sense. Let me just bend these here bars. There we go. Come on. I guess that one doesn't count. Once again, I guess this one doesn't count. There we go.
Hear me? Too much interference. Make your way to... There's something... Doctor is...
You know, one of you guys theorized in the last part that Ollie is the phone. And that would make sense, and it would be a fun twist. However, if that's still the case, this is a plot hole. Unless he's just doing this for fun. Okay, so some kind of card goes here. Why am I still using this for light? Every once in a while, it drops the facade and it just starts to become regular old Urbex. Made us. And there's nothing else here like it. I mean, we've seen piles of gore and blood. The fact that this is the lone stain in the middle of nowhere. I just imagine some toy, right after everything was settled, just shuffling in here and scrawling that on the wall. Cole, journal entry number 1. Cole Vaughn. Reassignment. Well, Cole isn't a resource extraction specialist anymore. He's a shelf keeper. Basically a prison guard. Yep, toys go on the shelf. I don't know how I should feel about that. The letter they sent me seemed nice enough, commending me for fixing their mistakes. I should be grateful, I suppose, but I know I'll wake up tomorrow and the reality will hit me as it has every morning since the incident. My friends are gone. Dozens went in to clean up their mess, but only a handful came back. That guilt ate me up. Probably always will. Those of us left got a pat on the back for doing what was expected and were promptly dropped into whatever new role Playtime could find for us. Me? They put down here with them. The things that killed my friends. They would kill me too if they had their way. I've sat alone in my apartment for countless nights now, thinking it all through. The faces of my friends and my coworkers, their families, they all come to me. And in the morning, I'm there with the monsters who killed them. Maybe I'm exactly where I need to be. I can make sure they stay down here in the deepest, darkest hole imaginable. Right where they belong. It's a proper cycle of hatred down here. Although I'd argue they're not the instigators. Nope. Interesting design on the bottom of the badge there. Also, God, they had a badge and everything. It's a good thing I can send my arm to scout the way ahead for me. Look at this. All these workers just decomposing down here since the beginning. they were made into a display. Man, these games have always been dark, but this really is dialing it up to 11. Not even a gradual climb. They decided they wanted a different direction with this. Oh. This really does feel like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Never in control. Red key card. That's gotta be what goes to the security desk. Oh no. Oh no. Really expected something at the end of the hall there. Let's get out of here. How funny that that door happened to creep open just as we arrived after no one had seen them for, what, 30 years? However long this is meant to have been. That whole hallway is just there to let us know what the score is. You gonna let me in? Game? Well, I guess I can... You really can't open that? Look, I see what I can do. But... Thank you? Oh, we can pick this up. Hang on, wait. It looks like maybe... Oh! You're glowing. Alright. And now you'll open all the... way. Watched us. Well, this is the Warden's office. I guess even this lock system couldn't keep you safe.
It's impossible. Personal agendas have long been the downfall of this company. Is it unreasonable to believe they were conspirators? Playtime is filled with vipers and backstabbers. But without executive access, how could anyone even get through? Lathe, Stella, Eddie, only the four of us have that kind of clearance. Does any of that matter now? It's your life we have to protect. You have executive access.
For all the good it does me, opening a door at a time won't get me to the exit. Not with those things everywhere. You didn't see what I saw. You didn't see the trail of limbs down the hall. Didn't hear the things eating. The wet crunches of bones. God,
There is something you can do, Warden. I can help you.
How? You're stuck in there. You can't...
My body's here, sure, but my mind...
What?
The Omni Hand. If you give it to me, I can get you anywhere. I'll have control over everything. I can shut some doors, open others. I can make you a pathway that leads right to the exit.
I don't know.
If you want to wait to get torn to pieces, that's your prerogative. But look at your immediate options, Warden. What choice other than this gets you out of here alive?
I'm giving you the tool. Just get me out of here. Please.
Of course. You've made a smart decision, Warden. I promise I'll get you out of here safe and sound.
So in a moment of desperation, you were given absolute power over the systems. It's still unclear what exactly you are, but... well, I guess you are the systems now. This whole place is collapsed. I can't see much. Well, that's great. But if you still have this tool, that means two things. One, that you have control over this place, and two, that I want it. And you're probably the only one I can go through to get it.
Don't fight. Fighting only makes it work quicker.
The red smoke. I mean, I'm ready to take this whole place up like you said I could. Open up. Open up. Yeah. Yep. I was led to believe that this would do something. Oh wait, there's stuff here. Right, pull, pull, pull. Am I already screwed? Pull, go. Through here. Okay, through here, through here, through here, through here. Oh my god, that's gonna be awful. Can't even tell what's happening. Out here. No. This? Okay, we got a document. Is that a wheel? Okay, no, don't even try and read it. Don't even try and read it. Go back. Wait. Wait, I swear there was... I swear I could go through that way. Go, go, go. Go. I can't see anything. I'm not going to be able to see anything. Turn that on. Wait, if I... pull that out, pull that out, pull that out. Run. Through. Run back. No, go. No, 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 no. Put it on. Come on. Is that... there we go. Wait, does that not count? What? How much faster could I have been? Alright, let's... wow, the checkpoint doesn't even bring these boards back. So that's funny. Here we go. Undo. And now the whole thing's kind of an anticlimax. Yes. Oh wait, come on. Nope, nope, nope. Up and out. Is this still counting? And in here. Nate will be out next week. ECGA. Check the cage. And catnap, presumably. Okay, CAGE. So that's going to be 3642. 3642. There we are. Well, that can be nothing but good. Oop. Well, I'm full of glass shrapnel, but other than that, I'm feeling better than ever. Unlike someone. I once again have to ask if there's any reason to come down the stairs. Nope. And I'm hearing something very awful out that way. Oh. You know, animatronics moving is very similar to this, so you understand my trepidation. Oh, we should also read that note we got. Weekly Checkup 1424, April 21st, 1995. Original procedure date, January 95, so this is a fresh transition. Disorganized behavior, thought disorder, confusion, memory loss, and catalepsy. Subject has only fleeting moments of true awareness. Though physically capable of speech, 1424's speech is incoherent, mumbled, and rare. Furthermore, will rarely respond to any questions or commands directly, seemingly disconnected cognitively from their surroundings. Subject's catatonic state is accompanied by catalepsy, a condition which causes loss of muscle coordination and rigidity of the body. For example, when in this state, if staff raise one of the subject's limbs, the subject will not lower it or even seem aware of the stimuli. Subject will eat if food is placed directly in the mouth, and will occasionally respond if called by their birth name, though this is rare. Conclusion. The exact cause of 1424's symptoms remain unknown, but were present immediately following their original procedure. No change. You know exactly what they are, and you're still talking about them as if they're products on a line going through R&D. Prisoner profile, experiment 1166. Assigned position, pending. Characteristic for these early ilk, 1166 demonstrates an acute lack of higher cognitive function. Complex reasoning, speech, problem-solving, and greater introspection all appear either severely limited or altogether non-functional. Physically, it's what it needs to be. Strong, agile, swift, and yet I'd hoped for a greater mind behind it. However, 1166 displays an odd sense of loyalty to a select few security staff, who nauseatingly feel some kind of sympathy for it, indicative of domestic dogs and cats. This means its will can be bent. It feels. It fears. I believe this is our first sign of progression, that our processes, while admittedly still rudimentary, are showing us where more work need be done, and that improvements are possible. Still, 1166, Yarnaby, is an odd, funny little creature. The way it sits in the corner and watches me, playing its funny little music. I'm glad this request was taken seriously. I got a good laugh out of it. It amuses me. I'm going to isolate it. It'll have contact with no one but me. Considering my importance to the project, it's doubly important that I'm properly protected at all times. And besides, I might get a good laugh or two with the pathetic little sounds it makes. By the time I'm done with it, I'll be its entire world. It'll know nothing else. Signature, Dr. Harley Sawyer. Interesting how, besides this one that just told us, we can actually speculate on which creature these things are. This certainly fits the profile of the Doctor, and, well, does that mean he has a lapdog? A lapdog that could maybe be turned against him. I think we're gonna find out soon enough. I'm really hoping these performance drops are just the level loading in. Wow. You know, it's still going and we're in a vent. I don't like this. feel like I've just dropped down into a Minotaur's labyrinth. Oh no, we can hold the door closed. This feels like gameplay. Worse yet, it reminds me of Catnap's boss fight. Some kind of control, some server room. You can hold one of those doors open or closed at a time, but I guess we need both of them to be able to open this one. So you here. How do we manage this? Probably has something to do with these crates, right? I mean, these scratch marks on the ground are basically our yellow paint for this game. Ah, I see what we're doing. Actually, the area we just came from was meant to show us. We need these to block the doors. That makes sense. Okay, so you over here, and you over here. We'll just make sure we have enough room to get in ourselves. There we are. Let's not break our own connectivity either. There we go. Perfect. And now all of them are open. Some kind of airlock. All these screens. Once again, the Panopticon style comes into play. Starting to become a pretty heavy visual theme in this one. Look at this. At some point, I guess the workers tried to barricade themselves in here. Didn't work out for them. God, imagine losing contact with the surface, of having all this happen and knowing how far you are from rescue. What is going on with this chair? At first I thought this was some kind of themed chair, but look into that corner. It's like the Toy Factory aesthetic, just puked all over everything. Meaning there's something around here doing that. Perhaps doughy? Equal parts play place and prison. Experiment 1163. Assigned position, testing. Much like its predecessors, 1163 displays none of the typical human qualities. Whatever's left of the bright, joyful bundle of laughter, per the counselor's report, appears limited, or altogether depleted. A shame, I suppose. I grow tired of creating mindless invalids. 1160 had his uses, but 1163 lacks the cunning or the size for a similar role, and that's not what the initiative is about anyway. 1163's temperament is like that of a rabid animal. It snaps at perceived motion, eats whatever fits in its mouth regardless of appetite, combats the conditioning staff, and it cannot even play its insipid piano rhythms in tune. I can feel the frustration there. Perhaps one of the others from its line would have presented better music. Had any of these actions been a result of conscious thought, perhaps I would be intrigued. I am not intrigued. Conclusion: use 1163 for testing. If it survives, keep it there. However, I don't expect it to. This initiative will produce no more experiments such as this. Measurable improvements have to be made. Otherwise, I'll have to reevaluate the effectiveness of those in my purview. These are children you're talking about. God. I mean, I hate to be morbid, but I've wanted to say this entire time, this whole thing feels like a concentration camp for orphans, and, well, if that's the case, then you're Dr. Mengele.
You you know? I never thought I'd see another like you. A human. Certainly not an employee like you. But something makes you different. I can tell that much. Though, I can't say what exactly that something is. Not yet. The others you faced, 1170, 1188, 1222. Been there, done that. Let's try our hand at something a little different. Oh, Yarnaby.
Oh my...
Please, do keep making this enjoyable for me. I'll be taking notes.
God. You know, a huge strong suit of this game, especially in the beginning, was in the fluidity of the animations. And even though your yarn looked a little messed up, that might be because of my settings. It almost looks like when you have frame generation on grass. The movements themselves, you have like the weight of a toy. Like, they've really done a good job of making animated characters feel like they have weight. It's just that that weight is not proportional to their size, which makes sense. Okay, we need to do some fuse operations here. In this case, blue. So that means you gotta go out of there and into here. I am not used to a tight, realistic-looking space like this, not at all. Lots of corners for something that just barely fits in the hallway to jump out from around. My God. Avoid detection from Yarnaby. Kept him all these years. One of the biggest challenges in game design is figuring out how to get players to look up. This is going to be one of those times where we have to. When you make the ceiling so high, that's a bit more effort. Oh no. I mean, given your material, one shot from this thing should light you up, right? Ah, you're giving me a little hint there, eh? Perhaps even trying to help me? Wait. Okay, let's come on, let's grab on. Oh, you want me to be right under you, don't you? Come on. Go. Why is it so slow? There we go. Yep, that's what I thought. That thing looked like the goop that was in the control room. Poppy said we have allies here. I think we have a guardian angel. Well, unless it wants us for itself. That might be doughy. I think we just grabbed ourselves a tape if we can find something to play it in. Oh no. No, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Okay, so you're just patrolling back and forth. That's all there is to you. We need to move quickly. Get into here. What are you doing? Oh! Okay, well, if you're going that way, I'm going this way. There's something so interesting about having that thing in a completely realistic environment and having it actually work. It's more of that pattern. There's another collectible too. Hardly time to read it though. That's what it looks like. It looks like hardened clay. I mean, we all knew we weren't getting down that hallway in one piece. Right. Yep. We can use the hand thing on this. Yep. I gathered. In. Thanks for the help. The thing you did before was a lot more useful, but I'll take what I can get where I can get. Yep. Now you clearly have the ability to reach through vents, to bend your shape. Yarnaby doesn't, right? I mean, he looks like you could maybe push him through the vents like pipe cleaner. God, maybe that's what he's made for. He actually has some industrial uses I can envision. I mean, you know, if the early 1900s could use kids for stuff like that, why can't we? Green key card. Maybe we use that at the front desk, but let's take a moment to review what we have. Cole, journal entry 3. I actually reloaded to watch the tape and I just found this note here. That was hard to spot. Yeah, just getting a little bit of extra info here. Ah, I see. Yarnaby leaves, and now I can watch it right here.
This recklessness has to stop. The doctor has no regard for the safety of this facility or its staff.
Or the children in play care. I've tried to set boundaries with him. He doesn't listen to me.
He doesn't listen to any of us. Not really. Not anymore. And he's behind schedule. Playtime may have turned a corner financially, but that doesn't change the fact that his bigger bodies initiative is still a money hole.
The guy's gotta go, Lath.
And how do you suggest we do that?
This wouldn't be the first time we made someone disappear.
We can't kill him, Eddie.
Why not?
Because like it or not, we need him.
Eddie's right, though. Sawyer can't keep leading this project.
So we just ask him to step down? Take a demotion?
No, but...
I'm not disagreeing. Huggy loose in the woods, that business with Catnap, the whole Stoll thing.
And half a dozen other incidents.
Right. And all of that pales in comparison to the theater incident.
I don't even want to talk about that.
So, we can't kill the son of a bitch, but we need to knock him out of the equation. What do we do?
There is one thing I can think of.
And I imagine that one thing is probably his current fate, right? Last week, Stanley was attacked on duty. He's one of the nice ones down here. Even feels bad for those things. Tries his best to sneak candy and toys to them between shifts. He thinks most of us don't notice, but we do. Soft-hearted idiot thought he could sneak food to Boxy after hours. Just walked right into the cell. Had it not been for a few other guards stationed nearby with tranquilizers, he wouldn't have made it out. I visited him in the infirmary the morning after it happened to see if he was alright. I already knew the guy was a bit of an airhead, but to walk into a cell like that? And with one of the big ones, no less. That's just downright stupid. I asked him, why? Why risk it? What's it to him? Why does it matter? He was quiet for a little, like he was afraid to tell me. They're not just beasts, Cole, he finally said. They were more than that once. I asked him how he could believe that. Been watching, he said. Paying attention to things, reports, eyeing some of the stuff the scientists pass between one another. After a while, I got him to keep that crazy talk to himself, and made him promise not to snoop like that again. Told him to get some sleep, but ever since our talk, I haven't been able to get anything he said off my mind. It can't be true. I've seen what those things can do. I mean, they're 12 feet tall, for goodness sake. How can they be anything other than monsters? It's silly. It's stupid. And whatever Stanley's trying to say, he's wrong. I couldn't get the thought out of my head. What Stanley was implying. I always believed they were homegrown. Maybe animals or something, but not people. I mean, what about a giant toy with an appetite for men and women screams, "Yeah, I'm a person"? Snooping around documents for the eggheads is a punishable offense. And if the rumors about punishments here are true, then that means being careful is a must. But too many people have lost their lives to these things for the rest of us to be blind and accepting that we can keep them under control, and that we can trust Playtime at their word. I've looked into things a little bit. I know the guys that guard the archives room. They keep a tight ship, but in the right setting, with the right type of mood, their lips get real loose. They let slip the process and code for getting in. While security feeds were down one night, I went in. Didn't get very far, but I grabbed a few prisoner profile documents. The observations were from one Dr. Harley Sawyer. Not a name I recognize, but the observations mention people. I'll be investigating further, but I'm starting to worry that Stanley might have been onto something. Of course, we don't have two, so we don't know what Stanley said. We need another TV to play this in. I swear I heard a sound before even approaching you.
Hello, I'm Pianosaurus.
And you're very musically inclined.
I used to be in a band, then the asteroid hit.
That's actually cute. It's really dark for a kid's toy, but it's cute by comparison.
Wanna hear a little song that I've made just for you? It goes a little something like this.
Neat.
Hello, I'm Pianosaurus.
Green. What do you mean green? I didn't find any green tape unless it's around here somewhere. There we go. Figured you'd be on one of these shelves if I can grab you. Thank you.
So, Ms. Graver, have you considered what we talked about?
Yes, Mr. Pierre. I won't lie. I was at a loss for words at first. The information hit me pretty hard. I felt so badly. I still do. For the ones that go through the, testing.
You really care about them?
Yes. It hurts to see them hurt. I don't think there's any way around that feeling. But I did some soul searching and got to thinking about the bigger picture, about what your researchers wrote.
And?
Well, the work itself, what you've all been able to do, I mean, it's nothing short of a miracle. I know you have more goals to hit, but even as is, just, wow. Do they know when it'll be fully ready?
We're still working out the timeline.
I see.
You know, the project lead, Dr. Sawyer, wasn't sure about giving you that information in the first place. He thinks your affection towards those kids could be a liability. What do you think about that?
I took this job because I wanted to help change kids' lives for the better. Of course, these procedures are far from ideal. I cried like a baby when I read them. But I started looking past the here and now. Started looking down the road a bit. And that's when it clicked. What your researchers can do down here will someday help a lot of people out there. Including so many kids. That's a bigger and better change than I could ever have hoped to make. That's a change I want to help make.
I knew you'd understand.
You were able to rationalize all of this, but I still don't understand what the ultimate goal is. Eternal life through, I guess, synthetic bodies? It's the closest thing I can think of. Okay, that is chain. These are the archives. This is the story room we've got here. Coal entry 4. It happened again. The experiments broke free. I don't remember much. All the doors opened and I was pinned to the floor by something big. Everything went black. I woke up in one of the cells the experiments were in. I could hear other guards next to me. Above me. They were screaming, pleading. It reminded me of the experiments. The way they'd smash against the walls, baring their teeth and trying to act like they weren't afraid. It's funny that I haven't thought of home yet, locked in this cell. Honestly, I haven't thought of home in a long time. That was another life. Another me. No. The only thought that comes to mind now is how inevitable this all was. They hurt us, and we hurt them back. We hurt them, and they hurt us in return. Over years and years, and countless incidents. This is the way it's been. Nobody cares to stop it, and nobody's innocent anymore. We made them, and they've made us. We've been prisoners to a cycle down here in the dark, and I don't think any of us deserve to see the light anymore. If you ever find these notes, please, whoever you are, never let another hell like this exist. Otherwise, it'll consume you and all your good intentions. If you ask me, all of us, we're in the deepest, darkest hole imaginable. Right where we belong. Monsters creating monsters creating monsters. I believe we've arrived at a theme for this part.
About them.
Yes.
Nothing to do now but to go through.
It hurts to see them hurt. I don't think there's any way around that.
All this damage is really convenient. Oh my god, you're real. Oh. Of all the times to not screw up.
That hit the spot. I haven't eaten in weeks. Yeah, there, pal. Don't worry. I won't eat you.
That's not reassuring.
I'm doughy. I was told to expect you.
I took this job because I wanted to.
This way. Follow me.
Of course, these procedures are far. I cried like a baby when I read them.
Well, hi. So much for Pianosaurus.
Looking down the road a bit.
Okay, I'll trust you for now, but
What's your research
we just saw what you can do. That smiling face and bubbly personality. You're almost like what you're advertised as. It's just, you know,
and better change
it comes right after what you just did.
to make?
You were just hiding in the corner here? This whole scenario almost seems set up for me. Where'd you go, man?
Interrogation rooms. They question us here after watching us. Those of us who could speak at all. I always answered. But I never gave them an answer they liked.
It's weird, you have like two sides to you. One of them like a bubbly toy personality, and the other that's more like a noir detective. None of this is usable by us. And the animations, I feel like over time we get used to what can and can't happen in a game. Because they all work in basically the same ways, but the animations in this are so fluid that they actually kind of defy that, and they do come to life in a way. Locked. Another tape. I will always watch a tape. I see you staring at me from down there. Honestly, you're ostensibly an ally right now, and you're still a jump scare every time you're on screen. Here we go.
Got another one over here. Jeez. Hard to imagine how the company will duck all this under the rock.
Not our problem.
3 here. How many is that now?
58. So far.
Another one over here.
59.
Where's that investigator? Campbell, Lockford? Whatever his name is.
Poking around somewhere? Don't know. You ask me? The culprit's obvious. Just needs to be spelled out plain and clear for the bigwigs.
You think?
Yeah. Rotten eggs come from rotten chickens, you know? Can't get more rotten a chicken than him.
I don't know. Just seems too careless that a guy so smart wouldn't cover his ass. I mean, if the investigator finds evidence of this, it's his fault.
Hope Boxy's still hungry.
Got another.
60.
Right. And are we just stopping the experiments back where they came from? Acting like all this didn't happen. All over the ice? Because I guarantee it won't be so easy to toss a new coat of paint over 60 visitors dead. Or the dozen research extraction specialists who got swimming in the bellies of those things.
I'm sure that's taken care of already. But I hear there's plans. Something big. Somewhere to put them. With any luck, that means stuff like this, and people like him, will be a thing of the past.
Things more over here.
In the past, it had seemed like this was more or less under control until, well, the big day. But from what we've been hearing, it's been nothing but problems for them leading up until that. It's like the other guy said, it was all inevitable. The fact that they even persisted for this long is insane.
There's some nasty falls in this place, but I can get you across. Oh yes, definitely.
Remind me not to turn my back to you while holding a milk carton. Pry these bars off and get through. I'm gonna end it soon. I'm just looking for a good point. Actually, the last good point would probably have been right when we met you. Safe haven, Sector 4D. But for how long? Somebody got up on a ladder to do that. Imagine if I could take your hat and start running. I hope it's not in your nature to let go. Down into the caves. Yep.
So, have you seen Poppy anywhere? Ollie said she was around. Somewhere. He also said we can trust you. I really hope that's true.
I'll try and prove it to you.
There's a safe place up ahead. It's not too far from here. Right. You can't fit through here. Hey, pal. Let's see if we can't get these doors open. You check out there. I'll look back here.
Okay. Prison yard. I hadn't even realized until this moment that that's exactly what this is. I mean, even from the first part, you could have predicted that their advanced AI was they're using real kids. But I've got to applaud it where, even though those assumptions mostly turned out to be correct, it still had the depth to still surprise me as time has gone on. It really does feel like we're moving down through the different layers of hell. And I thought it couldn't get worse than the orphanage. This place doesn't even try to pretend to be nice, except on the barest level. And I'm also really interested in this Doey character. First of all, an ally who actually speaks with us and is present in gameplay, unlike Poppy. And also, we're kind of starting to put the band together with this. But even more than that, there's the fact that he's got that, like, split personality. Or, not necessarily a split personality, but there's, like, two different sides to him that come across in different lines. And I wonder if that means we can trust him or not. As for this part being buggy, I mean, I've had a couple, especially near the beginning, it was kind of rough. But since then, it's really gone smooth as can be. It hasn't really been substantially worse than other parts, and I don't know, maybe that's just because of a quick patch, but either way, I am super intrigued to see where this is going, and that'll have to wait until next time. Until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, the link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Just think about what this place is, you know?